where hate crimes no longer shock but quietly continue, haunting humanity. The ongoing genocide in Gaza, where tens of thousands of innocent civilians, including children, are bombed, maimed, displaced, which has shocked the collective moral conscience of the world. The rise of communal polarization, hate crimes, and the manipulation of religious identities, the persecution of the weak and the oppressed, of the marginalized across the world continues. From the ongoing bloodshed in the Middle East, the persecution of minorities in regions, the rise of religious extremism and hate speech, to the silent suffering of the displaced people and refugees, our world today is more fractured than ever before. But we must also confront a very uncomfortable truth today as we assemble in this august house. That almost all the major conflicts around the world today are being justified in one way or the other in the fair name of religion. Faith, which should have been a force of compassion, is now being weaponized. Instead of healing, it is being used to divide. Instead of inspiring, it is being used to intimidate. This is not only tragic, but it is a profound betrayal of the spiritual values that every great religion teaches us. The world today is not only fractured by wars, injustice, and inequality, we are fractured in spirit, alienated from one another, disconnected from nature, even disoriented with ourselves. And while the drums of war grow louder and louder, and the shouts of hatred and divisiveness strengthen and become into a chorus, our silence is indeed deafening. Therefore, in the midst of this chaos and conflict, this interfaith dialogue for which we have gathered here today is not merely symbolic, it is a spiritual necessity and our moral imperative. At such a moment, it is indeed necessary that we raise the voice of peace, we must raise the voice of reason, and we must raise our conscience for our shared and protecting our sacred humanity. This gathering is therefore a call to return to the core spiritual values that transcend doctrines and dogmas. This dialogue is a sacred space to build bridges across wounds between religions, between nations, and within our own divided hearts. Through this interfaith dialogue, we seek to deepen our understanding, to listen to one another with humility, to learn from another with honesty. We are here to say no to the weaponization of faith, no to the hijacking of religion, and no to the abuse and misinterpretation of sacred trust. We must come here today to reclaim the soul of our faith. This interfaith dialogue is therefore a call for spiritual healing. And spiritual healing is not merely is not about retreating from the world. It is about returning to our truest essence. It is about reconnecting with the core values shared by all faiths of compassion, humility, mindfulness, forgiveness, and reverence for life. Whether through peace, whether through prayers, meditation, silence, service, or solidarity, spiritual healing offers a path to wholeness, both personal and collective. Therefore, this healing transcends religious dogma. It does not belong to any one tradition, but emerges from the shared moral wisdom of all. In it, a Sikh Shabad or a Christian hymn, a Muslim prayer, a Hindu mantra, a Buddhist chant. These are not competing voices, but our harmony is a sacred symphony. We hope to build a world where peace is not merely a treaty, justice is more than a slogan, and coexistence more than mere tolerance. Therefore, as the Bible says, seek peace and pursue it. The Guru Granth says, know that all spiritual paths lead to the divine same light. From Jainism, we inherit the principle of Anekattavada, that truth is many-sided and humility is the door to peace. Prophet Zoroaster said, turn yourselves not from the three best things, good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. On this sacred occasion of Vaisakha celebration, when millions across the world pause to reflect on life and its meaning and the teachings of the Gautama Buddha, we gather in a spirit of peace, unity, and spiritual renewal. The message of Vaisakha is one of compassion, non-violence, and liberation, values which resonate across all faiths and traditions. It is a call to practice compassion without condition, to feel the suffering of others even when they do not share our faith, our flag, or our worldview. To extend a hand not just to our friends, but to those whom society has taught us fear. It is an invitation to embrace forgiveness without forgetting, not to erase history, but to transform pain into wisdom. Let us commit today across faiths and religions to be peacemakers, truth seekers, and bridge builders. Let us leave behind the politics of hate and propaganda of fear, and let us carry forward the lamp of dialogue, a lamp lit by not by dogma, but by the spirit of the shared humanity. And as the Buddha said, and I quote, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the light of the candle will not be shorted. Let us gathering be that candle, and while the forces of division and hatred wage war, let us who are assembled here, let us wage peace.